It's more mid these days than off lane though.
Yes, like I'm not saying it as like a fullback, right? Like
Flex, yeah, but it works in a lot of different drafts.
there's rarely, so there's only I'd say there's only like a handful of heroes that a void spirit is not okay lane against. Chief among them would be anti mage, which has already been banned out. I think that's a big part of why they banned it as well. Like void spirit hates heroes that have ulterior, like an alternative way of doing damage, right? Because you're all about like harassment absorption through your resonant pulse, so that the right clicks do diddly squat. An anti mage, for example, is going to take giant chunks of your health alongside your mana, and thus your hero cannot function at all. I think I always reference the secret. There was a secret game. I can't remember which team it was, but they got Matuma Mani's anti mage and just stuck it mid against the Void Spirit, and it was the saddest Void Spirit game I've ever witnessed.
That's a late Enchantress pick.
How did it get this? I mean, everyone's like right clickers, right? Ban carries, There's an end still in the game.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good pick.
It's okay. I don't think it's like a crazy ench game. I think Fada just likes this hero as a default. When we last saw him in Alliance, his real big default hero was Jakiro all the time. He's very good at kind of identifying what is a solid hero, like what is kind of your meta, and kind of leaning into the fact that will do fine, so he can kind of focus on the grand scheme in the game, kind of controlling the pace, dictating what people should be doing. Because that's actually something a lot of players always like. I've always heard about Fada. Anyone who's played with Fada will say that they always thought he'd make a good captain because his game sense is insane. He can anticipate things minutes ahead of time.
He played mid quite a lot like a support, I think. He was one of those mids like super. The two mids of the era who were quite similar, I think, were Fata and Super, i.e. Bunface, or whatever they call them in China. And they're both now transitioned to being position 5 supports because they were both kind of Dragon Knight style Viper mids who understood how to sacrifice their play for the team. And I think he's making a good support. But you don't turn from position 2 to position 5 overnight. It takes a little while to be a top player.
No. And the interesting thing is he doesn't really take these greedy fives that like, I'ma just be a core anyway, baby. I don't care what you want. Like you think of Jakiro, it's good at shoving out lanes, but it's a hero that if it gets gold, great. If not, you can still do what it says on the tin. And I kind of like that. Like, it's, as you said, it's not easy to go from a 2 to a 5 overnight. It's even harder to change your entire mentality of like how you want to play the game. It's
going for. What are they picking here? They seem to be thinking this tiny is a mid tiny, which I suppose it is with Disruption and Rubric. It could be a mid Rubric. Who knows?
That depends on whether they want to lose the game or not.
It does depend.
Because I'm pretty sure you don't scale very well in this game against these heroes as a Rubik mid. You'll shut the Void Spirit down for a few levels. Alright, so looks like this. I mean, this could still be a Night Stalker mid. I doubt it.
I think it's probably an off-lane Night Stalker.
Yeah. I've seen a few teams try the mid, but most likely.
So what do you pick against the Tiny? You probably something Storm is pretty good here.
I think you still run the Void Spirit fine.
Like, oh no, Void. Sorry,
what
am I talking about?
It's kind of like sometimes you see that matchup. I know why you probably like your brain's default to it. It's like sometimes you see that matchup and you see a Void Spirit almost die. Then like the Void Spirit is kind of like, okay, that's Tiny's whole combo, all of his mana, everything. So you don't mind. Right now, they probably need an offlaner, something that can kind of build auras and go up front with the Lifestealer. Something like an Underlord, for example, which got banned out by them in the final phase, actually. So I don't know about a Beastmaster here. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Perfect. Well done.
Thank you. I get half a shiny because I doubted myself for a second. I was about to say that it's really good against the Night Stalker because you can see him coming a mile off. Usually
Night Stalker, the Morphling.
Yeah, it's good against the Morphling, but also the Night Stalker usually tries to get close and then Dark Ascension, right? But your Hawk is going to make that approach impossible. Also, look at that. We're back in the Zoo meta, guys. Woo!
Yeah, that's a Zoo lineup if I ever did see one.
How do we feel about the Zoo meta? Was it really like that bad?
It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible though.
Sure,
I wasn't playing a lot of Dota during that time.
To like troll sniper meta, right? It's kind of like that moment where someone doesn't get the new PlayStation 5 they want for Christmas, they get like a PS4 and a half functioning PC. It's like, you could only have a PS1 right now. It's a very good console, but it's very outdated, right? And PS1, like in today's age, actually that's an unfair comparison. I guess in the minds of like troll and sniper spammers, they think of it in that way because it was good for them. But it's kind of like thinking back on it, unless you're a sniper or a troll, it's kind of like Tinker Pickers right now, right? The only person having fun in that game is the Tinker Picker, and occasionally the bounty picker because he's a sicko.
Exactly.
What I'm saying
I zoned out there.
Tinker.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was very much.
I'm going on a rant about Tinker Pickers now. We've brought it around. Screw Tinker Pickers.
I was entirely not listening. Often when someone says something, you can just go, I'll listen to the last couple of words of what they say, and then I'll work it up backwards. But I got to the end of your sentence there, and I was like, I've got no idea.
You're really settling this analyst role. That's like what all my other analysts do with me.
I'm just thinking about what I'm going to say next. You're like, it's my turn to speak next. So I've got time to listen to you.
He's covered the troll and the sniper. Now he's talking about Tinker. I can talk about Arc Warden. Screw that hero too.
Yeah. Who do you like more here? I like the Khan draft a fair amount, if I'm honest.
Mudgolems. I think the beast can kind of be definitive. I do like the zoo meta they've got. Like against these heroes on Khan, I could see these early pushes like closing the map quickly. My only concern is like you've got this off-lane Night Stalker and you do have a Morphling. I think Mudgolem's draft is designed to play Dota a lot quicker. And if we're being totally honest, teams that are able to play the Dota quicker early but still have scalability have been taking a lot more games in the current meta. So I'd probably say I'm a little bit on Mudgolem's side. I'm like 60-40 because Khan's execution last game was really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was good, but they also had quite a simple draft to execute.
I didn't want to go there, but yes. It's like, I didn't want to follow up by demeaning them. I call it an insultment, where you compliment someone and then instantly insult them. It's like, you done a great job, but
it was easy for you to do a good job. No, I think their draft was good and solid, and there's an ability to do something simple well that is important. I will say that both the drafts here are relatively simple, and they've got quite simple objectives in that you kind of know what they want to do. They're both playing around a big carry and making space for them. So it's going to come down, I think, to the Lifestealer versus the Morphling in the late game. And I like the Morphling slightly more.
Yeah. And Lifestealer EU is played quite differently draft approach than like CIS Lifestealer. Every time I see CIS Lifestealer, it's usually with like this really bulky mid, and you kind of play this double run at you lineup. Like I'll always remember in recent memory, it's like Fly to Moon taking, I don't know, like a DP and a Lifestealer and both of them building a heart. They just, that whole HP is resource thing again to the extreme. Whereas when EU teams are playing, like when Secret ran it recently, it's usually these more fragile heroes. Lifestealer kind of tries to lean into that and can save the day with these infests. Not as a bomb, but as a, oh crap, you're almost dead, buddy. Here's an extra giant chunk of HP out of nowhere. Once again, Life Fabricator.
I think he could potentially struggle against the Disruptor as well.
Not
He's
just
good
Disruptor.
against the Glimpse. But, well, just
Cheshire Cat
into
as well.
the Static Storm
Yeah.
against the Rage.
Yeah. The thing I was going to like connect onto that is you've got Crippling Fear, right? So if you glimpse him and Night Stalker's on top of him, there's no Rage opportunity. You're just done.
You've got a lot of silences to stop the Rage here. And you've got an instant lift into 2 silences. I think there's a chance they can burst him down in that time with the Morphling. So you could kind of go, oh, he can stop a shotgun with his Rage, but is he always going to be able to get the Rage off in every single fight? And the answer is maybe not.
Also, another thought in this game is there's a lot of kind of pressure on Varanya's performance, because I've seen plenty of like games where you can get an Ags against the Morph, and because you can instantly get on top of him and just cast Resonant Pulse, sometimes they can't react. And like double Resonant Pulse burst can kill Morphling a lot. But also, Spirit Vessel's very good against all of these cores. And if you don't build a Spirit Vessel on the Void Spirit, who's building the Spirit Vessel? I feel like there's a lot of items that are good for Piranha, but it's, you know when you have one of those games where it's like all these items are good, but I feel like I need all these items.
Yeah. I think you can go relatively defensively here. You'll probably go with Yules.
Most do. I think it depends. Like if it starts to pop off, I see this so many times when a voice spirit starts to get a lead, they confidently queue up the Ags until something goes wrong, and then they'll like reset and yeah, this is not sensible.
How are they doing? It's a pretty even mid lane so far.
It's gonna work that way. Like you can already see Brandy's getting pressured a little, but like that's gonna be the avalanche effect plus a few clubbings coming in. That's always gonna happen against the Tiny. Top so far is pretty chill. I'd say Cheshire Cat's doing pretty decently here. Like he's out CSing the Lifestealer, which is not something a Night Stalker gets to say often about his laning comparison.
Yeah. I think like he's gonna have a good lane. He'll start to get run down a little bit by the Night Stalker when night comes around, but I think he can sustain in this lane pretty effectively.
Yeah. And then bot lane Naive isn't struggling too much because J4 is just eating all the pressure out of these two on the side of mudgolems. He's already out of regen, so there's going to come a point where like you got to get a crap ton more. He's got 3 tangos coming. I don't know if that's going to be enough though. I mean, Naive is getting really low here. He might just be dead. Gone. Level 1 attribute shift. How painful you are. But that's the brutality of the race, right? Like if Beastmaster beats you to 3, that happens instantly. Because you never want to take waveform early as a morphling. Oh.
No.
All right.
Again,
I like this straight away as well.
Core players.
He's denying his ward. Because he knows it's obvious now. Play arrow as well, and J4's dead. Like was kind of my concern, is that mudgolems could just be more aggressive on this lane, and it is starting to come to fruition very clearly.
Well, that's what you do if a Beastmaster is, though. You just dominate a lane.
Yeah,
I think if this morphling doesn't pop off immediately, it's not a disaster for him. I think he can recover. It depends on how good the Night Stalker is at making the space for him. If the Night Stalker and the morphling both have rough lanes, which is not happening yet, then I think Khan will be in trouble. But otherwise, I think the Night Stalker can make the necessary space with the Tiny as well, which is like the perfect space making mid. I mean, how many times have you watched OG and Thompson making space for a poor lane from Anna? So many times, and
sure.
I think that sort of thing could happen here.
I think the difference to keep in mind here is that it's a Beastmaster. This is one of those heroes, like, if you give him a good start, it's like, imagine a Pugna with a good start as number 1. These heroes just obliterate towers, and they can just transition lanes and take all the early towers, which is a giant influx of gold that heroes like Void Spirit use very well.
Certainly, yeah. No one's taken that top bounty rune.
Well, they're trying now.
Was going to find it, but he's been pushed back.
Yeah, Gilgan can just body block him right now. Gilgan might die for it. I mean, you could just TP right now, but he doesn't feel pressured to. It is nighttime. I don't expect Cheshire Cat to make any rotations in this first nighttime. Like, he's only level 4. And where would you rotate in this game? Piranha is not a kill. And bot, I think if you run in right now against this level 5 Beastmaster, you die.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a tad.
This Night Stalker's starting to get a little bullied out of lane, which is not great in the nighttime. It's not what you want.
No, it's...
Nighttime is when you're the bully.
Apparently not when the Lifestealer has the same attack speed because of his passive, right? It's like, yeah, look at these two. 40 attack speed for Cheshire Cat and 45 for Skidder. And also, he's also got his Blades of Attack already, so he does hurt a little bit. It's always weird how much changes with a Lifestealer right now when you get phase boots, right? You kind of don't care about him right now because, as we said, you don't lose your percent HP. He just gains it. And then all of a sudden, phase boots turns him into a right-click machine. It's a life fabricator.
I think Skitter's going to be fine in this lane.
Yeah, it's just chill and farm now. It's very hard to rotate in and do something. Maybe Tiny could come up, but it's going to be predictable. And any move he makes, Piranha will mirror on the other side of the map onto the Morphling, which is an easy kill. Once he has Blink, though, things could change. The problem is you're still only a quarter of the way towards that item.
You're a little while away. I think that it really depends on how the Tiny controls the mid game this game for Khan right now, because the Night Stalker lane hasn't gone quite well enough for him to become a major threat. Unless something changes in the next 5 minutes or so, in terms of him getting a kill or something. A big rotation would make a big deal.
It's right now, it's not Cheshire Cat's job to like define the game. That'll come around like the 15-20 minute mark whenever he gets his blink, basically. Because that is very good against multiple heroes here. Like, there's no chance for a Rage for Life Stealer. Also, Baranya can suffer a lot, but he will probably go Yules to kind of offset that. Still, Crippling Fear lasts a very long time at nighttime.
Also, the Morphling's having a reasonable game, actually. He's doing okay.
Yeah, Morph is getting a CS right, but the difference is that now with the Helm of Dominate completed, there's going to be a lot of pressure when the catapult comes through at the 10-minute mark of this tier 1.
A huge amount of pressure. Under pressure.
Got to be a little bit more high-pitched about it. Really lean into it.
I don't have that kind of voice anymore. Maybe when I was 15.
Accidentally sit down too hard.
Yeah, I'd have to do that repeatedly to sing that song.
I just love watching the mid lane as Mia's like, oh, fine. He's going to be the one to get the rune, though, because Rubik did rotate. But once again, like, it'll be a case of you'll burst Baranya to half HP, and that's kind of it. Like, you can't really ever kill this hero.
No.
You can't rotate heroes in that really do it either.
Unless he seriously messes up, it's going to be very difficult to kill him.
And he'll probably just back up and, like, fully regen. Or now that he has an Ocean's Heart, just stand around in the river. You ever done that? You're like, oh, this is so good in this area. I'm going to rotate up the river, and it's productive.
Heading all the way back to base.
Speaking of productive, bot lane, Morphling, and also the Disruptor going down. Both killed by Milan. He's doing all the work here. He's just a one-man army. Let's ignore the entire
army. He's hitting all
now.
of his arrows. He's having a great time.
He subscribes to the Sing Sing mentality of Dota. Maybe the Centaur's helping a little bit. Arrow
it's gonna hit.
Does connect, but Cheshire Cat is
Luckily,
now here.
the morph was...
Yeah, he was morphing. And now, 33 in a lot of trouble. No easy way to get away from this as J4 does arrive. They've got the glimpse to work with as well if they need it. They'll bring him back. He will just turn on a J4 straight away. He's like, if I'm going down, you're coming with me. But...
And I think he is as well.
Yep, the Centaur just walks away. It's no extra goal for you. Meanwhile, on the side, though, Mio, good rotation in. It's able to find a kill into Milan. The Centaur will live, though. He's like, this is the real off-laner. This is our discount Centaur War Runner.
And he's getting closer to that blink. He's only 1,000 gold away. Well, 1,100.
There was a rotation from the Void Spirit, by the way. I don't think he found anyone, though.
No.
He just ends up
he's
playing
going straight
himself.
for that Yules. He's just not got confidence for the Ags.
No. I mean, like, look at how little rotation power he's had, right? Like, he tried to go top, and everyone from the side of Khan responds bot. That's the one situation in which the mirroring doesn't work, is when Khan decide they want to commit the entire team to the bot lane. And Naive has spot. They decide against the primary role, though. There's no easy play there. However, Chorus! Last says, yes, please. Another one of those.
Oh,
How many is that now?
Is
that three?
Three couriers. It's his treads as well, which is he needed. He needed those treads for treading around.
Well, he moves deeper into his jungle where he won't feel like he's treading on dangerous terrain. And he knows the tower's going to
Treading
fall.
on safer climbs.
There you go. Well, the thing is, 33, while I'm talking about that mid lane, there is actually a good pick-off. I think Baranya had some assistance from Milan, but they do get the kill. The more important thing that's going to happen is the pressure on these towers. With the catapults, I actually love this, because you're going to force Tiny back. You're already done pressure on the tower, because you've got the catapult there. And you know that bot lane's going to fall to 33 now.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed to do. But the Tiny is starting to make moves. He is having an impact on this game. But mudgolems are just beginning to control the map a lot more.
Also, they're pressuring him. Like, Mio has to stand here, but Skitter doesn't have to care. Like, every catapult is pressuring towers right now.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what you want to see if you're doing a slightly pushy lineup. All three of the towers being pressured simultaneously, and nothing they can do about it.
Yoga did get the arrow, by the way. I mean, it's only a level 1 Arcane Supremacy, but they have decent lockdown with the Tiny. So Tiny plus the Rubik could be the kill combo now.
It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of burst because he's got level 3 Fade Bolt. Yeah, you said.
Yeah, it's just like the assured stun, right? Because Avalanche Toss basically holds a person in place now. So
He's got his Blink Dagger now on Tiny, which is all he needs. Well, not all he needs. He needs a lot of things. But for now, it's going to make a big difference.
the important part is not to get greedy in life, right? Like, take what you need and then just enough to run your own lemonade store. Then you make lemonade. More money profit down the line. I don't know where I'm going with this one. I just really feel like some lemon flavored monster right now.
Yeah, if you get a Blink Dagger, you can use the
lemonade.
money to make more Blink Daggers.
I don't know if that's an efficient use of slots, but yes, that is a potential thing you could do with your money.
You can do whatever you want.
Just a custom game now. Upgrade your Blink Dagger to get double range.
Don't do it past Ice Rock. It's coming.
Triple. Let's get up. Toss on the spot. I don't think that's how the combo works.
That is a Rubik player arrow. You can tell he's not made for arrows.
And now Varanya, look how deep he is in. A lot of damage coming out. Going to chase forward. Remnant comes out and Rubik control him up. Starstorm doing a lot of damage. They find the kill. Cheshire Cat trying to chase in. Crippling Fear out onto the Enchantress, who he could very easily hit right now. As far as still not level 6 yet. With the assistance of Naive, he should be able to find the kill. But that'll be it. That's all you get. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a lot of pressure comes out in that tier 1 in the mid lane, courtesy of the Beastmaster. Varanya has a treat inside of him. Can you guess what it is? Cheshire Cat might find out what it is if he hangs around here. like this is the type of present you don't want. This is like someone that gets you a sweater for Christmas. Surprise, Rubik, here's your gift. I guess I shouldn't equate sweaters received to dying unless you're like allergic to wool.
Yeah, a sweater is a nice Christmas gift.
I mean, it depends. If once again you're expecting that PS5.
Yes, I suppose that's true. But you know, well, if you already have a PS5, I think a sweater is a lovely gift to get for Christmas, and I don't think you should be so mean to my mum for getting me all those sweaters over the years.
You went very defensive. I feel like someone was denied the PS5 request.
Yeah, possibly.
Ooh, some heroes might be denied life at this rate. J4? I mean, he's juking out to an extent. I say to an extent because he bought about 2 more seconds. This tower's still going to go down. I just like this from mudgolems. This is just so clean. Like, look at the map right now. What's missing from a few minutes ago, do you think? Is it all the tier 1 towers on the Radiant side? Because
it's exactly what they needed to do after that first game. They just needed to play something simple, and they needed a quick, easy win. And that's what they're trying to do here. I still think this Morphling can... I mean, the problem is the Tiny's not really controlled the mid-game in the way that I said that he needed to.
it's so hard.
Almost like he wasn't listening to me. And the Morphling's not yet kind of getting anywhere.
You're one of those people. Just hit people. Just stun people. Just kill people.
Just kill them. It's not difficult.
Yeah, just kill. It's not like they have. It's not like they have these hawks giving vision, or they have fairly tanky heroes. It's not like this voice spirit's not even an easy kill right now. Just kill people. See, look at Bot. Just kill him, lol. Why are you not killing him? Just kill him. Wait, no, don't get killed by it. Okay.
Exactly. The exact opposite of my instructions.
Clearly, they just need to listen to you more.
This is where I should be coaching. Team Khan. Yeah, I think Skitter's going to start to get... He's going for a Desolator now, which is going to be difficult for the Tiny.
That's I think that's going to become the standard build. It's like this hero already hits so fast, right? And you could go for more farm-focused builds, but like Lifesteal is a hero that feels so powerful in the mid game. Why wouldn't you maximize that value? I'm sorry, I'm still imagining in my head like you as the Khan coach. What's the sale pitch? Turning Khan into Khan?
Oh, yes, adding more A's into the middle of Khan.
I see. You just want them to yell loudly into the mic.
I'll make the enemies feel the wrath of Khan.
How bad does the acting have to be?
Oh, incredibly bad. It's going to be atrocious. But, you know, we'll win.
Against good opponents? Or?
Against anyone. It's all about...
You got to be
I've not seen Wrath of Khan, the Star Trek film, so I was hoping I'd be able to ride through my lack of knowledge on the film and make a convincing bit of fluffy banter. but we've run into a brick wall, unfortunately.
Yeah, you could have hit anything. Spock dies in one, Kirk in the other. I've spoiled the movie for everyone, but if you haven't seen it already, don't worry. If you saw it, it would have spoiled it anyway. And then spoiling J4's day, Stackstorm does go down, jumping by Cheshire Cat to the back line, trying to bring down 33, but he's just too tanky. Brandy's still alive. Mio, not. He's going to be brought down. Primal right onto Night Stalker, and this is getting a little bit out of control. That's about to get worse. I do see auras, and I do see a Roach.
What's even better about this draft as opposed to the Khan push draft for the last game is that got basically no cooldowns they're waiting on here. So they can take this Roche and then immediately turn it into the mid tier 2 tower. And they're turning it into another kill there on the rubric.
Yep. It's been ripped from this life into the afterlife. And you know what? This is it's kind of weird with lifesteal at the moment. It kind of fits what we were talking about. It's easier to just play bulky heroes, right? And this is kind of the height of bulky heroes. He's able to sustain. He also can save other heroes. Like in that fight, if at any moment you think Brandy's gonna die, you just infest into him. And like, what's your target otherwise if you're Khan? Like, who are you picking off? Because Mirana's already got the Spirit Vessel almost complete, so he's pretty tanky. And Ench, not a great target. He's got Cloak, he's got Infused Raindrop, and you can't right-click him down because you probably think he has Untouchable. So far, he's ignored even putting a point in that. In the meantime, Disrupt's going to be brought down. Mio! Oh, Miodor. He's gone.
This is getting nasty now.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get even nastier.
What's nastier than nastier?
Oh, very nasty indeed. I don't know.
What about very nasty?
Downright horrible. Proper rotters.
Horrific?
To use. Yeah, horrific, yeah.
Or does it just come down to how you say it? Like, oh, that's nasty.
If you say it like that, like an American preacher man, then I think that's a good thing. Like, nasty in that sort of way kind of means like, freaky in a good sort of way.
What about like, oh, that's nasty?
That means...
Like you're going full family.
Yeah,
right?
but that's kind of like different. That's more, I've walked into a room and seen something that I'll never be able to unsee.
Oh,
this is just
that's nasty.
A nasty little victory. They're going to call GG fairly soon, I think. Unless they
might
can
be
kill
able to
this
get rid of this Aegis. Talk was not on point, but Mio's dead. So it was a good idea. The only problem is you now have no Tiny for 40 seconds. The mid wave is pushing in, and I don't think they're leaving with just the one set of racks.
I think just one racks for now, but they're going to take the mid tier 2, I would say. Unless they decide to play it super safe.
It's runes and money, right? Like, you just gain so much cash. I want to spend it. Like, you know, BKB is getting there for 33. You're halfway to the AC already on Skidder. I don't think they got any big new item right now to come out, but soon. We didn't even mention the Ags on the Void Spirit, by the way, which kind of completely... It just kind of gives Khan the snip, right? They're neutered. Because none of their heroes can deal with it.
Well, Morph has built a Lincoln Sphere to deal with a Roar.
Which is now he has to deal with the other heroes.
Exactly. And now he has to deal with the Aghanim Scepter, silencing him as well. So he's just going to go in and get completely torn apart.
Yeah, you remember what I was saying, right? The Ags on a Void Spirit, like all you have to do is catch Naive fully agied, which can happen, and you instantly silence, and all of a sudden you kill him. Speaking of that, they're trying to kill Baranya right now. Yours to buy some time. He might be tanky enough to live through this, though. Avalanche toss, but Glimmer Cape offsets the damage to simulate and move away. Says, thank you very much, Fada. I don't know you. They do see 33, though. They do need to be careful.
He's tanky.
He just stands in the remnant. He's like, someone please come play him. Silence out, Naive, there it is. That's what we were talking about. The silence just completely invalidates the morph. The follow-up is going to get nasty. J4 gets brought down. Cheshire Cat, Yules is on him, so he's not able to move away, and it is daytime. The worst time to fight for a Night Stalker. Nighttime, fight time. Daytime, not so right time. Gilga will also go down, and I think you are about there. I think you're hovering over it, and Gilga hits the execute button on the GG.
Well, that's more like it. That's good. That's good. A good game 2 from a new stack. Showing good signs there.
I feel like they gave themselves a much easier to execute draft. Like that was the big thing we kind of highlighted on the previous game, right? Is that they had these cute elements, but you could see that like the kind of execution plan wasn't as simple for mudgolems. Whereas last game, Khan had all these big ults, they just press them, they go. This game, mudgolems decide not big ultimates, but just have heroes that can almost immediately go.
Just run at them.
Yeah, just as you said, you were like trying to advise the Khan. I mean, you would have been a good mudgolems coach in that situation. Just
Oh, I'm up for coaching anybody. As long as they just want to be told just to run at them. If that's what they need in their lives, I'm more than happy to provide that coaching experience for them. But that was a good game by them. I'm looking forward to seeing them do more, I think. They've shown a lot of potential.
Yeah, that's definitely. I like how you didn't make that sound desperate as well, by the way. I'm up for coaching any. Like, half the people I know would have said that. It's like, that sounded a bit desperate. You're just very casual, like, I'm up for it. Anyone up for a team green? I can also draft team red. I'm
not really up for it. If anyone wants me to coach for them, they will have to kidnap me and put me in a burlap sack, because I'm it's not within my life plans to coach a team with my limited game knowledge.
I mean, technically, I believe that was the uniform of choice almost of one of the NA stacks that won the minors last year.
Mm-hmm.
The IX Mike stack, they were more or less wearing burlap sacks. So you would fit in there. You could literally wear what they're kidnapping you in.
I can go back in time and coach the IX Mike stacks of yore.
Oh, the days. But this isn't NA Dota. This is EU/CIS Dota, and EU coming out with another victory. I mean, I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but like EU's kind of looking better today than CIS.
When you say another victory, you mean another draw. This is 2 1-1s in a row.
Oh, that's true. But overall, with the opening series being a 2-0 for Viking, EU is ahead.
EU is ahead, yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm not a fanboy for one of them. I love CIS Dotes just as much. I kind of, I've done CIS Dotes for years. And it's always entertaining to watch, especially when these two different styles kind of clash, which we're going to get to see again, because the final series, you know what it is? It's what everyone's been waiting for. It
B8
is
versus NIP.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I ruined your surprise then. I thought you were waiting for me to say it, and I realized you were winding up for some sort of big reveal.
It's fine.
Entirely stomped on it.
I want you to take it, but I thought you were going to hype it more. You're going to get to see Dondo Stack versus Smack Talk Boy Saberlight. What more do you want?
I want nothing more than that. I think this is tip-top Dota, and I'm excited for it.
That's true, because, after recent accusations by certain teams about Nip's ability to not win, and Bates' recent ability to not win, it's going to be interesting to see who's not going to win.
Someone has to win. That's what we're saying.
Technically, no, because if they both win one, in a way they can say they're winners. But do you feel like true winners if you draw?
No. Winners don't draw.
Exactly. Winners win. That's why they're called winners. And after a short break, we'll get into that series and be able to see who is going to be the big winner here. Is it going to be CIS Dotes or EU Dotes when we get into Ninjas in Pajamas versus Bait?